Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time today for some Monomyth. Now I'm not referring to the concept of the monomyth as a single underlying story across many cultures. Like Cinderella, for example, you've got Cinderella, you've got Ashipaddle, you've got Rainbow Warrior, I think there's a Chinese version, and so on. There's lots of archetypal stories that seem to exist that different cultures have come up with independently. And, even going as far as like the hero's journey, where, you have a hero, he goes on a journey to complete some kind of important quest or mission. He fails. He goes away, he learns what he has to do or gains some kind of power. Somebody teaches him or gives him some magic item or something. Then he goes back and completes his task and is the valiant, heroic, successful hero. This is a game that first showed up, I think, a couple of years ago on Kickstarter. I didn't back it at the time because I was really hard up and didn't have a lot of money. But I've waited patiently and stuck it on my Steam wishlist, and it's now entered into early access. There was a gameplay demo way back which I played about with a bit and enjoyed quite a while, but I haven't been following the progress very much. And as you can see, there's a number of changes. Nice little patch that came out pretty much on the day of release or shortly after. I mean, I was really tired earlier, I had to sleep, so I didn't get to record this straight away, but here we go. Now, what can I say about this? The game's got a very sort of early Elder Scrolls feel, say Daggerfall or something like that. From what I recall, you play as a hero, or a prince or princess, who's decided to go off on a quest, which means you're being very responsible and putting the whole kingdom in danger, because if you die, it messes with the whole line of succession. I don't know if you're the only heir to the throne. You appear to be trapped in some kind of dungeon, and with very little equipment, which means, of course, you were very cocky and believed that you weren't going to be in any sort of danger. Danger happens to people who wear armor, and you don't wear armor because when danger happens, people who wear armor are there to stand between you and it, and so you're not really exposed to it very much. But you do still seem to be horribly under-equipped for a member of the royal family, shall we say, who might have just taken along something really fancy and just assumed it would be good enough. Like, oh yes, I've got this great dagger, that'll keep me safe. This expert dagger that's been used for hundreds of years, crafted by a master craftsman. But no, I think you start with pretty basic stuff. I don't know if you're still royalty in this version. And the game has a really good crafting system. A very in-depth crafting system, which I may experiment with a bit. But, for instance, for cooking, you can cook food, but you have to go through, like, all the steps. First you have to make the flour, then you make the dough, then you add things and make bread and so on. Let's delve in and see how things go, because obviously this has been in development for a while now. I think it's classless, but with starting classes to give you an idea of, to give you a sort of general direction you want to start in. Let's see, I'm going to click this button. Now we have pictures. Oh dear, we have... I'm not sure how heroic this chap is. He's got the sides of his hair cut really short, so he looks like an idiot. As a member of a noble house of Bufria, you spent your entire youth in training. Sheltered from the horrors of the outer wastelands, you never experienced the hardships that others may have struggled with throughout their life. Yet formal education and a fair amount of exercise shaped you into an adequate agent of the royal family. And we have some pictures here, so let's see what options we have. This chap is quite calm. This is an angry young man, or possibly sort of... The hair just here makes him look... Well, actually, all over makes him look quite Celtic. Well, here's a happy chappy. Bit of a smirk, cocky individual. Thinks he's got it all sorted out. Oh, this one isn't so young at all. He's older and grumpier, and he's got a beard without a moustache, which makes him look like either someone who can't grow a full beard or someone who doesn't know how to shave properly. Or a Russian sailor. This chap's got impressive sideburns. Looks like he's snarling a bit. His eyes don't quite have the snarl, though. They look a bit more sort of friendly, interestingly. And we're back here. Okay. There we go. So it looks like definitely... Okay, so Boufrier. What kind of name? You know, we'll call him Perrin. I'm going to hold off on a surname because we don't know anything about his family. We have attributes and skills. We have 4 attributes and 6 skill points to spend. We cannot go down below these starting values, and I presume we will get more over time. So, strength determines which weapons you can wield and how well you perform in acts related to sheer muscle power. This includes breaking objects and dealing raw damage to enemies. Strength also determines how much equipment you can wear before it slows you down. I mean, this young chap's had a decent amount of exercise, but he hasn't necessarily done loads of bodybuilding, you know, so maybe if we just put that up to a 10, just a little bit. Dexterity is a deciding factor when it comes to hand-eye coordination. This includes picking a lock, evading damage, but also critically striking an enemy in the right place. A weapon cannot be used efficiently if the wielder lacks dexterity. A clumsy person, no matter how strong, will always have a hard time hitting an enemy properly. Dexterous fighters, on the other hand, may deal deadly blows even though they are not as strong as others. I'll think on that. Intelligence determines the capacity of the mind, especially when it comes to the comprehension of abstract concepts such as arcane spells. Intelligence is a base requirement for any arcane activity and has a positive effect on the raw nature of cosmic spells. Further, a strong mind may protect you from the numbing effects of the divine school. So, it would seem the divine school of magic is something we do not approve of or do not engage in. A little bit of mental resilience is a good thing. We have vitality determines your health. The more vitality you have, the more damage you can take and the harder you become to kill. Definitely up that a bit. Endurance determines your stamina. The more endurance you have, the longer you can sprint or swing a weapon before you're out of breath. I'd like to increase this, but let's just check cognition. The effectiveness of your mental processes is determined by your cognition. High cognition promises a high level of focus, which is crucial for casting and memorizing spells. Let's put a little bit of there in case we need it for later on. And I should probably be checking the controls at some point, shouldn't I? Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13 skills and 8 skill points. So not everything's going to have something. Athletes run faster, jump higher, and know how to fall without hurting themselves. They are generally better at managing their stamina. Now, I can't remember if this game increases skills through use, or every so often we gain a level with experience points, and then we get some attribute points and skill points to split. And I don't know if we can save them for later, or if we can only distribute them when we level up. Attending to wounds is one of the most useful skills a person can have in Ariaf. Knowing about anatomy increases the effectiveness of bandages, helps to assess the seriousness of wounds, and increases the chances of a critical hit. It would be good to know how serious our wounds are if we get any. But there seem to be some fairly useful basic skills here which we would be probably interested in. While any sufficiently dexterous person can break a poorly made lock, picking a finely crafted one is an art in itself. Locksmiths take great pride in creating complex mechanisms that can only be activated with the right key or, in the unfavourable case, by a skilled lockpicking expert. Given the right tools, lockpicking helps its practitioner to overcome even the most sophisticated locks and mechanisms. This feels like it would be a very useful skill for helping us to get into things. It's not the kind of skill you'd normally associate with a noble household. But perhaps Perrin here comes from an ancient and honourable line of locksmiths. Here we start getting skills that I think are pretty basic stuff, right? Intuition and a good eye for your surroundings can help you spot hidden objects and traps. To others it may also seem like a sixth sense, but with a lot of practice, searching and inspecting areas becomes a mix of professional routine and unconscious perception. The attentive mind will realize secrets before they are consciously discovered. It is all a matter of properly listening to your senses. I don't know if this means that we won't be able to find things that are hidden without a search skill, and they just won't appear in the game, and that maybe a higher search skill will cause things to pop up for us rather more often. Or if a search skill will allow us to see things rather easily, and without a search skill we have to try harder and just be really, really thorough. So I'm going to put a point in there. Spies, thieves, and other roguish types often rely on the dark to hide from enemies or infiltrate restricted areas. A competent rogue is skilled at moving quietly and staying undetected in the shadows, so we have stealth and lockpicking together. We may need to develop these skills in time, but I'm not sure we should start with them. Speech for a dungeon crawler. Interesting. Practicing rhetorics can help you come up with the right words at the right moment. This expands your possibilities in dialogue and helps you bargaining with traders. Talented speakers will have an easier time turning conversations in their favour or buying and selling items at a good price. I feel that Perrin might not know the value of objects, or, as a member of a noble house, might not understand the value of money. It's not as if he's lived in poverty his whole life. However, he can be influential, and he's got a bit of a winning smile there, so let's give him a point in that. We can go to 2. I don't know if there's a maximum. Oh, we can really pump a skill. Okay. Oh dear. Sorry, it's a bit cold tonight. Bladed weapons, such as swords or axes, are standard infantry equipment in the armies of the remaining kingdoms. While wielding swords was formerly a privilege of noblemen and their loyal militias, the wastelands care little for such traditions. Nowadays, stolen swords can be found in the hands of scum, most of whom do not possess the necessary experience to swing such blades properly. Swords and axes are well-balanced weapons fit for any type of attack. You know what, this sounds like the kind of weapon he would practice. Blunt weapons, such as crude clubs, are fairly common in the uncivilized parts of Ariaf. However, there are also finely crafted maces and sacred hammers. These weapons are often wielded by skilled fighters or devout priests hailing from different fortresses far and wide. Blunt weapons are best used for striking from above. Thrusting a blunt weapon can severely lower its inflicted damage, which means we may have a stabby attack. The mace is a symbol of royalty, as is the scepter. Let's put a bit in there. 3 points left. I'm thinking archery and maybe 2 schools of magic. Right, let's see. A piercing attack in the right spot can cause a deadly wound. High precision stuff, the kind of thing a Ponzi nobleman would appreciate. In the skilled hands of a competent fighter, slim blades such as daggers or rapiers may even kill a well-armoured knight or fell an unsuspecting giant. Piercing weapons are best used by thrusting them straight forwards. Any swinging motion will severely lower their inflicted damage. Long before the first sword was drawn, the ancient art of bowmanship already dominated the battlefields of Ariath. A professional archer can fire an arrow much further than an amateur. With enough practice, you may land deadly hits even at a distance. Maybe sorry, I'm English. We had a we had notorious archers during the Middle Ages. I mean, not quite as famous as the Welsh longbowmen, but still. It was law that every Englishman had to practice with a longbow on Sunday. From the age of 5 or 6 upwards, it was insane, you know. And our archers became so good they could launch 20 arrows a minute. That's 1 every 3 seconds. It would be remiss of me to overlook this skill, at least at a basic level. For magical arts, I was about to skip it and put 1 in each of the magic skills, but I might not be able to do that now. The magical arts of the divine planes serve as a link between the material and immaterial worlds. The mysterious beings residing in this intermediate realm bestow miraculous support upon faithful spellcasters. You know what? This chap looks like he might not be the most devout, but he at least goes to church on Sunday. And maybe pays more than lip service, who knows? Aura magic is the arcane symphony that harmonizes the elements within the material world. This mystical art embodies the ability to manipulate the physical realm in useful ways. I notice we don't seem to have a defense or dodging skill. You could argue athletics. Dexterity seems to be more offensive in its application. Okay, and cosmic magic. The mysterious forces of the infinite. The school of cosmic magic gives a material form to the abstract and uses it in an aggressive manner. Right, I'm going to say this is a little more mysterious, aura magic a little less so. So we'll put a point in there. And there we have our starting stats. The portrait is interesting. I believe way back in the demo we didn't have a portrait. Let's see how this goes. I'm not going to skip this. As the sun sets
on the empires of mankind, and civilization crumbles under great storms ravaging the world's surface, the people of Ariath retreat to the underground. Amidst the chaos of this dying world, your father, King Theroden III, sent an expedition to the fallen fortress city of Lysandria. It is said that within the ruins of the fortress lies the primeval seed, a divine gift that may calm the gods' anger and put an end to the roaring thunder in the sky. Spearheaded by your own brother, the expedition hoped to retrieve the sacred object, but was never heard of again.
Oh dear.
Against your father's wish, you decide to travel to Lysandria yourself. Find your brother and retrieve the divine gift. But beware, the ancient fortress is not as deserted as it seems.
So we are a prince then. Who set this fire? I hope it was us. Oh, blimey. Well, he appeared out of nowhere. And this is rather new. Excellent. Our head hurts. People have been left here to die in the past. And an individual stands beyond the bar. Oh no, he's in another cell.
Finally, I thought you would never wake up.
Tell me about, you mentioned interesting, nice sort of old school conversation system here. What happened?
They hit you on the head. Pretty nasty. At first I thought they'd killed you.
Where am I?
You are in Outer Lysandria, or at least what's left of it. It looks like some of the wasteland tribes took a liking to the place and decided to raid it.
You know, I always thought it should be pronounced Lysandria, but as a member of, well, my tutors instructed me in the correct pronunciation of Lysandria. And who, pray, might you be?
I am Goron. I used to be a guard around here, at least until we were attacked. Now I'm just a prisoner. Guess I shouldn't complain, though. After all, I am still alive. But right now, I am more concerned about you. You are the one who will get us out of here.
I am?
Well, I would hope so. Unless you want to end up on a slave market, or worse, in a stew.
Well, in that case, my good fellow, I imagine I'm all ears. Say on, you seem to know far more about this than me.
These guys, the ones that captured us, they don't know anything about this place. But I do.
Indeed, you have worked here and lived here.
Lysandria is full of hidden passages. Quite useful during a siege, believe me.
Am I in the lucky cell with an escape tunnel?
Now, there's nothing over here, but your cell is the last in the block. Search the walls. There should be a way out. And if you find it, don't forget about me, all right?
I shall remember you, Goron, and if I find a way out, and I'm not able to rescue you, your sacrifice will not have been in vain. What I should probably do now is options. Game settings, input settings. Aha. WASD, space for dodge and jump, left control for crouch, left shift for sprint, F to activate, Q lean left, E lean right, so to peer around corners presumably. I don't imagine that's a very subtle dodge. R to switch weapon, T to lock on. T! Oh, that's gonna... M to open map. I presume I don't have much of one at the moment. J for journal. V for search. V. Tab for inventory. Mouse wheel up for next spell. Mouse wheel down for previous spell. 1, 2, 3, 4 for quick slots. I'm going to probably forget half of this, which is why I'm looking now. Attack is left mouse button. Defend is right mouse button. Okay, so we don't seem to have different actual attack animations, and we'll just do the best ones of each weapon probably. Offhand is X. Kick is middle mouse button. Really now? Interesting. G and H for cycling through quick slots. Empty. There's no button for using a quick slot. Ah. F5 for quick save, and for quick load, my stop recording key. So I'll have to change that one. There we go. So what have we here? You do not have any keys at the moment. We're in a prison cell. I should hope we don't. You do not have any maps at the moment. Journal's pretty empty. An empty spellbook. Here's our skills. Here's Perrin with his woefully inadequate defense scores. And this is our inventory, apparently. Looks a little like it might be an hourglass for passing time, but it's a bag. So. Wait. We appear to be sprinting. Can't we walk? This door cannot be broken. Was it T? No. Well, we're off to a fine start, aren't we? Input settings. F, wasn't it? No. F? F, I think so. Yes. I tried. There's a lot of wooden crates in here. Press F, default, to interact with highlighted objects. Not that I see a highlighted object, but... Oh, really? You want me to interact with this? Ah, okay. It was not that hidden. Wait, what was this? There was something here I could interact with. Yeah, there it goes again. Interesting. We have feet and a belly. Excellent. We are indeed human. That's more than a lot of games actually allow in terms of a character model. We have some presumably filthy water. It would not be wise for us to stand in. We can't close this, meaning when the guards come to check on us, they will notice we have escaped our cell. You can crouch by pressing Control, and I probably will need to fit through this short gap. It would appear the game now comes with tutorials, and also, we didn't start in a prison cell before. We started... This looks like it might be getting us to where the old demo began. Yes, I think I would. Like that. A king's herb. It has a kingly name. Open your inventory with tab. Rotate with R. Rotate what with R? Well, that told us how to split stacks and shift things, and it didn't stay on the screen very long, did it? This looks like something here in the middle is likely to open up. There is two windows that look very fancy. If we can close this from the other side, that would be great. Oh, we can. Excellent. Now, if we could work out how to open this, anyone following us will probably notice the great big lever on the wall as well. But it's possible it might slow them down for a while. They'll find the hole in the prison wall, see it leads into an old tunnel. They might not bother stooping to crawl for a little while. And perhaps we should straighten up. We have a cage that is suspiciously person-shaped. Looks like it could hang from a gibbet. A table with candles. A symbol. Looks very mechanical. Cogs, wheels. Torch we do not get to interact with. And who set this torch burning? Press 1 to 4, default, to use one of your equipped quick slot items. Use the lockpicks to enter combination mode and unlock the door. We don't have lockpicks, but that must be what this is. Now, let's spend a moment. I want to put this... Oh, wait, it's... How do we... Control click. A herb commonly found both on the surface and in the underground. It is known for its healing powers. Consuming it will regenerate health, but there is a chance it will make you feel sick for a while. You know what? It's probably still worth it. We do not feel well. We really don't feel well. Okay. That herb has remarkable restorative powers. Let us see what else. Wait. Is it V? You're too unfocused. A skill we can hopefully improve over time. Apparently these are boring old documents, and Prince Perrin does not desire to read them. Now. 2. Oh, just unlocked. As there is a chance we may be pursued, I should be cautious and cover my tracks as best I can. Open your inventory to see your equipment. Items will automatically be equipped to an empty equipment slot. Drag and drop items to change equipment. Here we have a rusty short sword. It's better than nothing. Some noble trousers. Those are not pants, they're more like pantaloons. Some noble shoes. And a noble's tunic. Now. A finely crafted tunic embroidered with detailed emblems. Quality work like this is normally worn by nobles. Why are such fancy garments here? No, we have slashing damage, bludgeoning damage, and piercing damage listed for... How do we keep that window open on the left long enough to scroll down and see all the information? That I would like to know. It's not shift, it's not control. I imagine it's nothing at all. Short swords have a very bad reputation. They are simple to conceal, which makes them the perfect weapon for spies, infiltrators, or even assassins. This exemplar has seen better days, though. Now. Who put all this here? These were either confiscated from somebody who was brought here against their will, or laid out here in preparation for someone. If this was someone's escape out of here, when the escape tunnel was built, then maybe they prepared a little stash to aid in their escape and a noble disguise. Well, hello. Okay, that's empty. Now it says sacks, and they appear to be one item. We appear to have storage here. Hello. This scroll really wants me to look at it. It could be from my brother. I am concerned that I may be wearing my brother's clothes. Dear Perrin, I know that neither your parents nor I could keep you from travelling to Lysandria. While I understood your sentiment, you must also understand that you, given that the unthinkable has occurred, are the last remaining heir to the throne of Bufria. I therefore beg you to minimize the risk. It has been decades since any of our people entered Lysandria, so our knowledge about the place is limited to hearsay. Apparently, the divine gift was a relic of the Rahi cult, which ran an otherwise unremarkable chapel in the Lysandrian heartlands. If you wish to find your brother, you may want to start your search there. To stay out of trouble, do not trust anyone you meet on the way. Do not disclose your ties to the royal family either. Royal blood is worth gold. Even the most primitive savages out there understand that. I hope both you and your brother return safely to us soon. Best wishes and good luck. Your friend, R. I have a feeling... Oh, not empty. Okay, a bandage. A long strip of finely woven linen. With the right skill, a competent healer may use this item to treat deep cuts or burns. The healer's skill affects the outcome of this work. Oftentimes, a bandage may rip while applying it. And we have a healing skill that we haven't invested points in just yet. We may need to practice that at some point. And a silver ring of regular quality. Not an item with a applicable use. What can we see out here? Caverns. There's a fire there. So the place is occupied. Wooden doors can be broken down. Press the left mouse button, default, to attack. I can, but I also wish to explore in this direction. Even if this is as far as I can go. And I no longer have lockpicks. What is this? I can drink? Or am I splashing the water? I appear to be making splashes. Small ripples. Well then. Let's force this door. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to... So I may be required to... Oh, I see. Yes. I can presumably use these crates to reach that upper level. If I get 2 here... And then this third one, if I plonk it on top like this... Come on, you. And then, presumably... Am I, Aha! You see? It was worth the effort. And that's an athletic skill that probably needs a bit of improving. We have more bandages and some more lockpicks. Which may come in useful. Okay, we can use these for climbing purposes once again. Sorry, I'm rather distracted. There's been a fly bothering me this entire session so far. Okay, I think I will utilize the crate, or not, as the case may be, to break my fall. So lots of things I can use here for climbing. But I think we're good here. Well then. It seems almost impossible. Alright, how do I put it back? Right, that. One way or another, the door has been opened. You can also combine items of the environment by taking them from the inventory and clicking whatever object you wish to combine them with, rather like the lockpicks. So if I pick up this, for example, and I say item number 3, on there please, and then, is this time? It is timed, okay. Run! You can sprint by pressing shift. I'm so glad you told me that, game. I presume I was supposed to come up closer to it, look at it and go, oh look, that's shut. Aha. Shrines allow you to level up your character and clear your name. You have to activate at least one shrine to be revived in an area. Okay. So, level 2. Experience points are being reset to nothing every time we gain a level. I don't know if experience points that carry over will count. 1 attribute point and 2 skill points. Let's put 1 in anatomy and 1 in cosmic magic to cover our magic knowledge. And then... point in endurance? Certainly. Oh, click and hold to confirm. What? Okay, close. You have a door with a very dark patch on the door frame here. And a tunnel. We can jump over obstacles, that's fine. We may, however... It's locked. And while we have lockpicks, let's... Look, if the door is locked, nothing's coming through that without unlocking it. And not everything on the other side of it is going to have a key. So why don't we... Your attack direction is determined by your weapon, default, or movement. See gameplay options. Hello, monster. Attacks perform with low stamina are less effective and... Ow! I will say, some raw meat. Ugh. Well, if we get really desperate. I will say this game's tutorial tooltips don't stay up on screen long enough to be read. Locked, that's fine, we may yet find a way around. So here is the chamber we have seen, or rather cavern with the fire. And a lot of water. A wooden club, sure. A fishing rod. Excellent. You can cook a meal by placing a cookable item next to a fireplace. Like this, let's say. I don't want to combine it. I want to put it down! Come on, game. Don't be silly now. I'm not trying to find... On the fire. Game, you're being very silly now. No idea how. Honestly, no idea how. Right. That's how, apparently. Do we need to watch it cooking? Or maybe even place it closer. This looks like somewhere I do not wish to go just yet. So if I pick this up, and if we try again, and place it okay, so apparently it wasn't quite close enough. Okay, we'll take that. Some delicious grilled meat. It's a rat. It's probably not that delicious. And we probably don't need it either. Do we require sustenance? We have health, mana, stamina, and focus. Would food replenish health or stamina? You know what? We can just try it. How would we... That's how. And something bad has happened. Probably feeling a bit poisoned right about now. Let us creep into this cavern. Sword at the ready. Now, vermin! This rat had coins. It doesn't even tell me how many. Ah, for... I'm going to presume like copper, silver, gold or something. Alright, this is turning into quite an expedition. And I have a feeling maybe I should be returning the other way to check that locked door, which would appear now. I shall take these mushrooms. Presumably I can cook them up. Nice. Okay, another locked door. All your keys will be collected on a keyring. See keys in the character menu. I don't particularly have any. Oh. Ha ha! Fine. I have a key. In which case, I shall return to the prior locked door, for which this key is probably not required, and make use of the lockpicks I acquired earlier. So far, the escape is going magnificently. Now the graphics are kind of giving me a Might and Magic 6, Might and Magic 7 vibe, almost. Oh, those knuckles, these, and the skin on the hands, this is not the youngest prince in the world. So this is locked. Oh. That's where I've just come from, isn't it? Right. So, it would seem the expectation seems almost impossible, eh? Guess what? Okay, we're not getting through there anytime soon. How are we doing for experience points, actually? 75. We've got a while to go. We're level 3? We're not level 3. We are level 3. Okay, I see. So we get the levels automatically and do continue on gaining experience points. Okay. Let's get a point in dexterity. We won't keep these even forever. And as we have points in every skill apart from lockpicking and piercing weapons, let's do that so we got a base level for everything. I'm not entirely sure what sins we should atone for. Well, I mean, we've picked a couple of locks. We've broken out of a prison cell, even though we were wrongfully imprisoned. A list of your sins. Apparently nothing. Shall keys be used automatically? Yes. We do not need to go and select our keyring and then apply it to the locked door. Stay in the shadows to remain unseen. Your crosshair indicates your visibility. Lean with Q and E. No, I've got a pretty good idea. Now in you. Don't mind me. Okay, some more coins and a cave trout. Let us, rather wisely, return back to our fire and see if we can cook for fish. Also, underworld ale. Could probably do, and a cup. Let's put the cup down there. Some arrows. For which we do not have a bow, and some more fish. Well then. No, don't. Just eating a raw fish. Let us pick that up and put them there. And then put one. Both of them. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we can eat a grilled cave trout. There we go. Maybe wash it down with some underworld ale as well. Oh, I'm going to regret this. And we're very, very drunk. Very, very drunk. That red skull on what appears to be a shield cannot be a good sign. Now there may be more of these wastelanders around here. So let's have a care and explore. This looks like... Okay. Looks like an area that may require searching. It's also rather well lit, so trying to be sneaky. Does not necessarily seem the wisest option at this moment. Okay, that's probably the other side of that cave-in, or close to it. And now we're seeing clear fortifications. You can pull yourself up into a ledge by jumping towards it. And maybe by taking the shorter jump, we do so more easily. Hello! Just peeping around the corner. Look, there's a great blazing fire right next to us. We're not going to stay very well hid here. A number of... You can repair your metallic equipment by heating it up in a furnace and swinging a hammer at it on an anvil. Okay. Hammer. Buckler. Excellent. Now we can defend. So. We want to get our rusty short sword and place it there. That didn't do very much. Can we... there we go. It needs to heat up. That's not particularly... Let's see if we can get it even better. Get the whole thing in there. Now, how do we know when it's heated up enough? I heard that. Mm-hmm. Why can't I hotkey the hammer? Well, bash. This cannot be combined. I think. There we go. Let's heat that up. I don't know how we're going to know it's ready. Bash it on there. Bash it. Cannot be combined. What am I missing? Because clearly this needs to be repaired. Are there any bellows or something I must utilize? More lockpicks. Okay. How will I know when this has been in the forge long enough? And this looks like I'll be told to sharpen my short sword next. Hello game, is this ready? Why not? Well, I appear to be stuck. Must admit this doesn't look like much of a furnace yet. Am I doing something wrong? Should I place it on the edge? I imagine if I do this correctly, some kind of sound effect will play. Some sort of sizzling. Why can I not hotkey the hammer? I'm not getting it. In which case, maybe now is a good time to save the game and end the episode. Oh dear. How could we fail this early, eh? Alright, well, that about wraps it up for this time, I suppose. I hope you've all enjoyed this initial escape from the dungeon cell, and I'll look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. I'll say goodbye for now, though, and cheerio, everyone. See you all soon.